Good evening, children, and this is basically a video that I am sharing with you regarding your maths half-yearly assessment, where you have to take certain things into consideration. And remember that it is a 60-mark paper. Your 60-mark paper has been divided into two sections, as you can see, Section A and Section B. In Section A, you will have 15 sums. Each sum has been divided into two parts, Part A and Part B. That means Part A comprises of 1 mark and Part B also comprises of 1 mark. So I have 2 marks for each sum. When I finish doing all 15 sums, the total comes to 30 marks because each sum is 2 marks. Each sum means sum number 1 is of 2 marks because it has 2 parts, 1 mark each. So one sum is 2 marks. Here, when I talk about sum, it is the sum number 1. Sum number 1 has 2 sums under it, but it is called one sum. And because it has 2 parts and each part is 1 mark each, it makes up a total of 2 marks. So the sum along with its parts is called one particular sum. Do remember, Section A is compulsory. You have to do all the sums. If you are attempting to get the entire 30 marks, you have to attempt all 15 questions which are compulsory, which will get you 30 marks. Coming to Section B, which is also of 30 marks. Here I have given you 5 questions, and each question has been divided into 3 parts, A, B, and C, as you can see on the board. I will send you a screenshot of it. A is for 3 marks, B is for 3 marks, and C is for 4 marks, which totals up to 10 marks. So there are 5 questions of 10 marks each, but you are supposed to do only and only any 3 sums. Make your choices very carefully. And when I say you have to do any 3 sums, that means question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, question number 5. The ones that you choose, you have to do all the parts. Then it makes 1 question. When I do sum number 1, A, B, C, then it is counted as 1 question. I cannot do sum number 1, A, sum number 2, C, and sum number 4, C, and say I've done 3 parts and that is 3 questions. No. Each sum along with its parts makes 1 sum or 1 question. Remember, choose wisely, go through the sums, read the instructions, see which sums you are comfortable and which sums that you are confident that you will get all the parts and all the sums in that particular question correct. Choose it wisely and then go ahead in solving those 3 sums. You are not to do extra sums. You have to just leave 2 sums. You have to do only 3, and each sum along with its part makes 1 sum, and all the parts totaled up will give you 10 marks each. So when you've done 3 sums, you will get 30 marks. Now we come to a very, very important part of your paper, and that is the instructions. What are the instructions that you have to follow? This is a whiteboard. I have tried to fit in all the instructions out here. While I'm explaining out here right now, you may not be able to visualize this or see this. Nevertheless, you have to listen to my voice. I will be sending you a screenshot of this, and then you can zoom in and see all the instructions very clearly and read it for yourself and be sure that you follow it. Instruction number 1. Instruction number 1 itself says read instructions. You are very careless at times when you do not read what the question is asking you to do. So please be very, very vigilant and read your instructions very carefully. Look at what the instruction is telling you to do, and only do that to get the sum correct. Part 2, or point number 2, use a proper clean paper. Don't use any rubbish crumpled up paper. Make sure the paper is nice and flat, clean, well cut. Use a paper that is long enough for you to write all your sums. Don't use a small little page from your sibling's book who is in nursery or in class 1 or class 2. That way you will be having to use many, many pages. So use a big enough sheet where maximum number of sums can be solved. Point number 3, write numbers clearly, no scribbling. When you're making your numbers, make sure your numbers are written very clearly. Your 3 should look like a 3 and your 3 should not look like an 8. Your 7 should look like a 7 and it should not look like number 1. Your 5 should look like 5 and it should not look like S. So be very clear with your writing of your numbers. If your numbers are not clear and they are misunderstood by me, then I will have no other choice but to mark that sum wrong. Point number 4, draw a line after attempting all parts. If I've done sum number 1, A and B, then draw a line. 2, A and B, then draw a line. Don't draw a line 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. No. 1A and B, when you've done both the parts, then draw a line. 2A and B, when you've done both the parts, then draw a line. And do the parts one under the other, not one at the side of the other. Remember that. Number 5, start section B on a new page. After you finish section A, whether you have reached to the end of the page or you're on the first line of that page, click that photograph and it's over. You go to a new page, brand new page, and write section B and start there. Each question of section B along with its part to be done on a new page. Every time you move to a next question of section B, you are to go to a new page. Whether you have used the entire page and come to the end, very lucky, then you obviously have to go to a new page. Otherwise, you've done 1.5 page, draw a line for the remaining half page and go to a new page for the next sum along with its parts. Remember, the sum along with its parts makes one sum. So if I am a student and I'm attempting question number 1, 3, and 5, I have to do 1 ABC, then 3 ABC, and then 5 ABC. Then I have done 3 sums. Point number 7, in section B, you are to attempt only 3 questions. Only 3 questions, not more than that. Remember, it's better to invest the time that has been given to you to answer those 3 particular sums that you have chosen, rather than rattling your brains and trying to do all 5 sums and getting all 5 sums wrong. So invest all your time only in doing those 3 particular sums. Choose, decide, and do only those 3 sums in section B. Rough work, if any, to be done at the side of the sum and not on last page. All working, if there is any rough working, you want to do any rough working, it should be at the side of the sum. You don't have to draw a line. Just make sure that the rough work that you are doing, the rough work is done in pencil, so that I know this pencil work is rough work. Don't use a pen for rough work. For rough work, use a pencil. So at the side of the sum, with a pencil, do your rough work. Just at the side of the sum, the rough work that belongs to that particular sum. Don't do rough work all at the end on the last page. That will not be accepted. Page numbers to be written at right hand side top corner. I've shown you the image there also. On all your pages, your page number should be mentioned on the right hand side top corner. Number 1, circle. Number 2, circle. Number 3, circle. Number 4, circle. Number 5, circle. When I see those numbers circle in the right hand side corner, I know that's the page number. Don't sit writing PAGENUMBER. It's understood. A circled number at the right hand side top corner is the page number. Name and class to be written above the margin on all the pages. On all the pages that you use, your name and your class and section. Your name, your class, and your section must be mentioned above the margin. That is the first thing that you write on each and every page. Name, class, and section. Roll number is not important out here because I will be checking and registering your marks according to your names. So don't worry about your roll number, but your name, class, and section has to be mentioned very clearly. Make sure to click a clear picture of each page before sending it. Last time, there were a few students who sent me blurred images. Now listen, children, when you click a photograph, before you send it, don't you look at it? At least have a look at it. Is it clear? zoom into it, see that every writing is clear and can be seen. If it's not clear or blurred, delete it. Click a new picture till you then don't get a nice, crisp, clear picture of what you have written. And when you are contented that, yes, this is a clear picture, send that picture. Mention the total number of pages used in the center at the top of the first page. Now, this is something new that I've given you, and I've given you an example here. So when you go to your first page above your margin will be your name and class and section. Above that name of yours, above the name, class, and section of yours that you've written on the first page, you will write on top there total number of pages used and as many pages that you have used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. Now here when I talk about page number means one side is page number 1, the other side is page number 2. One side is page number 3, the other side is page number 4. One side is page number 5, and all my sums come to an end. So you may have 3 pages in your hand, but when you count the sides, then you have 6 pages. Each side of a page will be given a page number. So page number 1, page number 2, 3, 4, 5, count them. How many pages are you clicking and sending? And therefore you mention the total number of pages used in the center on the first page above your name, class, and section. Right there in bold capital letters, total number of pages is equal to, and write the number. 13th point, follow all instructions given by the invigilator. The invigilator will be another teacher. So you need to follow each and every instruction that he or she tells you and do exactly what that person, that teacher tells you to do. Don't argue, just follow the instructions that are given to you. 14, think before you ink. That means think before you start writing. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be hesitant and get confused and get all worked up by looking at the sum. Relax, calm down, read the instruction carefully and think what you are writing. Think what you are doing. Look at the sum carefully. Are you copying the correct sum? Are you writing the correct numbers down, or you're writing the numbers of some other sum into some other sum, which most of your students do most of the times. Please don't do this next time, so that you do not lose out on any marks. And last, best of luck for your examinations. Do take very good care of yourself and your family. Thank you.